Yes, they can.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. Okay, now we can really get it started. Now I felt weird. I was like, I'm not just gonna be a disembodied voice or whatever. All right. Yeah. Thanks for coming, Danny. Thanks for being here. Chat, Goop House, Goop Fest. How's the fest been so far, Shireen?
Oh, it's been really good. We've been raising money for the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. That's been awesome. Everyone's works in progress have been really awesome. Um, yeah, it's been pretty awesome.
Sick. All right. Well, I mean, without fucking further ado, Danny, welcome. Of course, everyone knows you and loves you, and I don't think you really need an introduction here. But if you want to say anything
Yo,
to
hi.
kick it off,
My name's Daniel. But yeah, thank you guys for having me.
yeah, I think we should probably address the elephant in the room, so to speak, in that since we posted about this, everyone's just like, Danny Brown's so tapped in. Danny Brown's so tapped in. How is he so tapped in? How does he know? How does he know? And I feel like everyone kind of wants to know, like, why this and your sort of, your music discovery process.
Yeah, how
Um,
did you get here?
I mean, I'm just like a huge fan of the whole scene that's been going on. I mean, when I was in rehab, that's when 100 Gex album had just came out. So I'd only be able to get my phone for like an hour. And instead of me like going on social media or whatever, I would just listen to that album every day. So then once I had got my phone back after I got out, is the Spotify algorithm. It just starts just telling you shit. So then that's when I got underscores wall socket
Yeah.
and listened to that album on a plane, and I damn near was in tears when the plane landed. And then from just being online and being on YouTube, I seen she had like a breakdown video that she did with y'all. So I was just watching that, and then so everything falls into place after that.
It
Wow,
really does. It's sort of a
you watched the underscores breakdown video. That's crazy. I remember being like in quarantine in a Discord call with like 25 people watching that video.
Yeah, see, that's the good thing about the internet. It never goes anywhere. So
That's
I
true.
was still able to pick it up and watch it. So I enjoyed it. So I've just been tapping in with y'all ever since.
That's so awesome.
and wider on the sort of, post hyperpop internet, sort of scene. Like, I mean, I see you're posting about this stuff kind of every day. Like, I'm always like, how did Danny hear that album? Is it like sort of a ongoing practice for you to continue diving down this rabbit hole, or and like I don't know what fuels that other
I
than
mean, now it's pretty much all I listen to. Now it's
yeah,
just my
you're
algorithm
like
is
it's just
just flooded
music.
with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then just becoming like I'm really cool with Lulu and Angel of Frost
yeah,
Children,
yeah. I
and
was
they
just gonna
always put me up. And also Jesse, who's
Jesse, Dead Eye or Jesse. I love
yeah,
him. Yeah,
he's sending me stuff every day. So that's like my he's been helping me out with my new album. So he always sending me
yeah. He
music.
mentioned that. He mentioned that. I wasn't sure how much I could talk
I
about what
mean,
he's talked to me about, but
yeah, it's still early
yeah,
stages,
yeah,
but it's been fun. I'm actually Ben Quedeca was just here last week,
yeah.
and we did a lot of music together. So
How's it been
That's
recording with Frost Children? Because they're going to be on uh, Goop House in a few days here.
oh really? Oh, I didn't know
Yes.
that. No, we in the group chat. We talk every day almost, and I think like once you become friends with somebody, like making music with them is the easy part. So I
Mm.
think since we've worked together a few times now, our chemistry has just is through the roof. So it's a great time. Like I have fun with them, and the
that's
music is
so.
almost just like secondary at this point. I just actually like hanging out with them.
Yeah, you just want to kick it. It's like, okay, well, I guess we'll lay down some loops. We'll hit record, but we just want to kick
Yeah.
it.
I mean, we get some work in.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. I'm actually seeing them. I think next week they're having Frost Fest, so I'll
yeah.
be
Oh,
out there
I'm
with them
gonna
for
I'm
that.
gonna be there for the for their backing you, right? For
Yeah, yeah. So
yeah,
I'm gonna go. I'm actually got to go to Norway, and then I'm gonna fly straight to New
Norway.
York so
Whoa.
we can do some rehearsals. Yeah.
What are you doing in
Have you guys
Norway?
have rehearsed? Oh.
It's a festival.
Oh,
It's a festival up there that I'm doing, but I've been in Norway plenty of times, so
any strong opinions on it?
I don't know. I'm never really go out. Like I'm usually just stuck in my hotel room playing my Steam Deck or trying to work on music or something. But I mean, being on the road now, I'm pretty much just chilling.
I see. What have you been playing recently? I know you've had a Baldur's Gate playthrough going.
Yeah, I sucked at it. Finally got a squad that was carrying me through, but
Uh-huh.
I haven't really picked it back up. I've been playing Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Anything else that you in the game sphere? I think I tuned into you playing Persona on Twitch
Yeah,
years
I'm just a
ago.
huge Atlas fan. I
Yeah.
just love JRPGs in general, but yeah. I actually just, finally got the emulators on my Steam Deck, so I've been
So
going
you're
there
like,
and
oh, it's
playing.
anything. It's anything.
Yeah, I've been playing the old Metroids.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's so fun to have with you on the road, and like I feel like all of
Yeah, it's
these
just
things are like a tradition you get into. You're like, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna play Steam Deck, I'm gonna, tap into the YouTube, go down the YouTube rabbit hole. It's like you kind of stack these
yeah.
rituals.
Steam Deck's starting to be too big for me to lug around though. I mean, it's small. I mean, it's just so I'm thinking about getting a analog pocket.
Oh
So I
yeah,
think that might be a little easier for me.
and those are so cute.
I know. I just don't know if I want to be collecting Game Boy Advance games at this point in my life,
Yeah.
but
I was just gonna
this is where
say,
we at
isn't
now.
isn't this the point of your life to like start that collection? Like, I don't know. I want to own a bunch of physical media, but I need to like settle down a little bit first.
I mean, I had a huge vinyl collection,
Uh-huh.
and when I moved, it was just such a bitch to transfer everything and move. Like right now, I still got a lot of vinyl still in storage.
Because
So
it's
I
like
Yeah.
just know once I collect something, I got like an addictive personality. So I like go
you
on
want it
and like,
all. You're a
yeah, I
completionist, would you
get
say?
too much. Yeah, I get double. I mean, not in video games, especially
No,
not in
but
100-hour Atlas games. It takes me
yeah,
years.
JRPGs, that's the rest of your life.
Yeah, but yeah. So once I start collecting something, it becomes a habit. So I gotta watch, and I almost got into collecting vintage video games, but then you realize, man, once you like those games were hard as a kid, then you be like, oh, it's so dope. I want, and they are even harder as an adult now. I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't play these games, man. So
Whenever I play retro games, I've been saying this thing. I feel like the control schemes are all funky, and I'm always like, oh yeah, this is before they knew how to before they
yeah,
knew how to make it
exactly.
easy. It was just
Yeah,
like, oh fuck it. This is what the
yeah.
hardware
So
does. Figure it out.
it sounds good in theory, but once you start, it's like, oh my god, I
Then
can't do
it's
this
just a
again.
collection. It's like you're not even playing it. It's just a collection, right?
Yeah, and it's just collecting dust and room in your house. So
I can't
I
ask my
I, I
dad
don't
to
know.
get me through that level anymore. It's it's really embarrassing. My one of my favorite video games is from 2007 and I suck ass at it. I have to put it on like super easy to play it.
What
And
game is that?
it's Dragon Age Origins,
Oh, okay.
another silly RPG. Um Also, vintage games are super fucking expensive. It's actually so stupid. Every time I try to find a game that I loved as a child, like even like Wii games are like super expensive now.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have other collections?
Um, I mean clothes.
Oh yeah,
If you want to count that, I think that's my
that's a
biggest
possession.
possession.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
What
it,
what?
it it just takes up so much room as well. Like I just literally just moved a bunch of stuff into storage, and because it's like you wear something, you get a picture in it, you're like, ah, I can't wear this again,
They
or
know. They
They
know.
yeah,
know.
which I'm not that kind of guy. I like to rewear stuff, because sometimes like, when you building your wardrobe, I like to buy stuff that go with everything in my closet, so I can
Yeah.
just always switch it up. But I'm not on that level where I could be like, yo. But so certain outfits, if it was like a big festival or something like that, then
Something that you're
I,
really seen in. You're like,
yeah, I retire it,
yeah.
But then it's just
No, hang it up.
yeah, but then it's just collecting dust somewhere. But I do give away a lot of my stuff after some time. It just sucks when you're moving, man. Like moving to me just gives me
Yeah.
PTSD. I've moved in like I want to say like 3 houses in like the past 5 years, and it's just oh man, it sucks to. And I'm
What?
actually moving again soon,
Why it's so
which is
much
like
moving? Are you still in Austin or just jumping
yeah, I'm in
around?
Austin now. I'm in Austin now. When I first moved here, I lived downtown, but now I'm like more up north area. But now
Mm.
I just want to get a bigger house so I can do more collecting.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, ah, I got all this shit. I gotta move again so I can collect more.
Yeah, I'm really looking
Yeah,
forward to
you
like
know.
the Danny Brown Collective Museum in like 20 years.
Oh yeah, I definitely got a lot of iconic pieces that
Oh
need to be
yeah.
hanging up in somebody's
Oh,
museum. You know.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Someone in the chat, actually many people asked that I asked you this. Um, do you have a fursona, Danny Brown?
A fursona.
Yeah.
What you mean? Like I'm a furry suit?
Well, I'm not saying you are furry, but if you were, do you have an animal that you would want to be?
Yeah, I'm a lion. Yeah,
A
I'm
lion?
Dandelion.
I guess that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I'm from Detroit, you know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Dandelion.
I think that's a really esoteric choice. I think everyone goes with like, I want to be a cool wolf or a fox. I think
I
lion's a
think
good
a lion's
choice.
pretty. I think lion's good. You
It's
got
Yeah,
solid.
history
lions
in
is
it.
chill. Yeah, lions are chill. You know, you kind of gotta fuck with them to make them go crazy. Other than that, they just trying to sleep. They just trying to hang out. You know, I'm
Sleep,
lazy. Yeah,
prowl,
I'm
rip
lazy
some
like a
shit up.
lion. Yeah.
Lazy like a lion.
Then
Also, in the
you know,
chat, feel free to keep asking questions. Sorry, Danny, go ahead.
like the Daniel's and the lion's den story. You know, in the
Yeah.
Bible, it's almost like I kind of feel like that's a part of my life in some sense. You know.
In what sense do you think?
Yeah, expand on
Just
that.
like,
I mean, cause he was like a dream interpreter,
yeah.
and then like just him being in that lion's den and he just stopped being scared and just believed in his higher power, and it got him through. You know, so I always look at it when I'm going through like turbulent situations or anything like that. Just always just like kind of remember that story. You know, like even me when I was going through all my like drinking problems and stuff like that, I just kind of looked at it like that. You know, or even in the music industry. You know, it's like a lion's den there.
Yeah. Do you remember when if there was a switch that flipped in you, sort of early career that you were like, oh, I gotta push through? Was there ever like a
Um,
moment, or is it sort of a perpetual thing?
What do you mean? As far as like me
Like,
getting sober or
yeah. I mean, is that the I guess the switch flipped for your life, or I just mean, when has this inspired you historically?
oh, I mean just like even when I was like I did a year in county jail, being somewhere like that, and it's messed up. But a lot of times when people get into like crazy situations like that, that's when they really get spiritual and religious.
Yep.
You know, and
Yep.
and I was and I feel like it really did help me get through that, and that was like one of the toughest things I've ever been through in my life. But it's one of those things where you like I'm happy I went through something like that because I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't, you know?
Definitely.
But when you're going through it, it sucks, you know?
Yeah, I low key like forget about God until I'm like fighting for my life in the bathroom. And then I get really spiritual really quickly. Um, the people want to know what has Danny been listening to lately?
Oh, really been listening to that new Claro album a lot.
Yeah.
I've been listening to that. And of course, Peggy, that's my brother. I've been listening to his album a lot. The new Jack White album is really good. Been listening to that like crazy. But yeah, I really think that Claro album, I really love that. I've been listening. That's been like my go-to.
I really like that. I knew Claro as like the classic bedroom pop quarantine music, and I really liked the
Hmm.
way she pivoted to like music for lovers, you know?
Yeah, she wants to like take me serious. Like I really do
Yeah,
this. That's what I
yeah,
got from this album. It's like she like, this ain't like I could just tell a lot of work got put into that. It's a lot of love got put into the album, I would
absolutely.
say, if anything. So
I think
that's what I really respect about it.
I think we're in a real like lovers era. Like I think that loving was out for a while,
Mm.
but I think I think now musically we're in the era of being like a hashtag real lover, you know?
I mean, it's a great space to be in, so I'm down with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What themes is the album dealing with other than the sort of, general life stuff? Are you in lover realm? Are you in desire realm? Is it more introspective?
With my album, what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
working on
yeah.
now. I mean, like I said, still in the early stages, so a lot
Mm-hmm.
of stuff is me filling it out. Cause when you making albums, I always consider it like a Rubik's cube almost. You can make one song and it just throw off all the other colors, and then next thing you know, you go in this direction to try to get everything to match back up. But for the most part, it's I think with me going through everything that I was going through, I kind of like fell out of love with music a little bit in some sense, and where I guess with anybody they have that kind of thing of where your hobby becomes your job, so it starts to feel like work a little bit, and so now I'm just back in that space where I'm just having fun with it again. It was real hard, with doing everything I was doing. You kind of lose who you are in some sense. Like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this sober kind of thing because it just so much revolved around me partying when I did it. But now it's like it's my hobby again. So it's the only thing I do. It's how I have fun now. So I'm
Yeah.
glad to be back in that space. It's almost like a childlike, back when I was a kid doing it, when I wasn't thinking about, how I was going to, support myself with it, or are people going to like it, or, I don't even care no more. It's like, it's what I do. I love it. I'm having a great time.
Definitely. I think that this scene specifically, that's something I really, really enjoyed about it, especially when I first joined. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
oh,
I cut out.
you're back. You're back.
Yeah, that's something I really enjoyed about the scene when I first joined is like everyone was having so much fun. Like even like people making serious stuff were having lots of fun. Like I would catch them in Discord calls just like literally just playing on their DAW. And I think that's an awesome approach to music.
Mm-hmm. I
It's
mean, when you
so
love to do it, you do it for free. It don't even matter about that. So I think that's where I'm back. I'm just having a good time, especially, we're working with everybody that I've been working with. I've been so inspired by everybody. So
Yeah.
it's just been fun. But as far as like the direction of it, I can't really say at this point. It's
yeah,
still too early, you know?
yeah. I mean, I think returning to, like you said, the childlike sense of wonder, and I often think about like an Ouroboros kind of circling back and consuming its tail or consuming its past, to fuel the future. And do you return to your earlier projects and think, is that still a lineage for you, or is it just so
Nah,
far?
I never listen to my music. I mean, once it's out, I look at my music like they are my kids,
Hmm.
And once it's out, they 18, they got to get out my house. So I just
They're
don't even
paying
go
rent
back
now.
to them. Yeah, yeah, they
Yeah,
got to pay their own rent now. So
that
I don't even.
recoupment.
Yes, as soon as I put an album out, I never hear it again until I have to like perform it, and then I gotta
Hmm.
like listen to it just to memorize it. But as far as me like sitting down listening to my own music, I don't do that.
Do you return to the stuff that you were inspired by in those times more so than your own output?
I think when I get stuck, sometimes I go back and like listen to stuff because and then it just reminds me why I do it. Kind of like being a kid, being able to listen to some of these records. But for the most part, all the newer stuff has been like I said, I fell out of love with music for a long time, so I wasn't even really listening to music like that. So just now rediscovering my love for it again and going back listening to older albums and stuff like that. Like even like like I said when I had got up on underscores, like going back and listening to all the previous projects before, and it's like, oh man, this shit been dope. So just getting up on new stuff and still going back and going through the discographies.
I would absolutely kill to see you collab with Underscores for the
I
record.
really want to. We've been trying to put it together. Schedules just have been kind of conflicting.
I'll send her a text and be like, move that up in the schedule, please. I
I mean,
personally need to see that.
it's definitely on my to-do list.
Someone in the chat asked, Danny, what's the weirdest studio session story you can share with us?
I don't really have any. I don't really like the studio, to be honest. Like when Frost Children come in town, we get a studio. For the most part, I haven't really recorded any of my albums in my studio. I always just like build the home setup. So it's mostly me at home working on stuff. I mean, I guess when I made You Know What I'm Saying, like I worked with Q-Tip, so I would have to go to his crib and record at his studio a lot. So I guess, I guess the craziest part, like he would have me come over and stuff sometime. But this is when I was like drinking, so I was like real bad at this time. So I would show up drunk and stuff. He'd be like, "Man, you gotta come." But I remember one time I was there. He had an entire barbecue, like just left me in the basement by myself, and he had a whole party in the backyard. I wasn't invited. And I
He
had to
said,
just
"Lock
stay
in,
the
Danny. I'm
You're just
drilling."
locking
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, but I guess I mean I deserved it. I probably would embarrass myself anyway.
That's crazy. You were like literally locked in.
I wouldn't say locked in, but I didn't know a party was going on. I was just in the basement just chilling. Like I guess I don't know. Should I leave now? No one's coming back. And then when I finally called my Uber and I was leaving, I was like, "Oh shit, there's Busta Rhymes."
Yeah, on the way out, Busta Rhymes with
Yeah,
full plate.
and they're having a great time in the backyard. I'm like, "Oh, why wasn't I invited?" But I mean, like I say, I wasn't the best representation of myself at that time, so
Right.
I don't blame them.
Why is it that you prefer, or I mean, I guess, do you have like a preference for like a home setup, or like why is it that you prefer that?
Um, I don't really know shit about studio stuff, so I always have like somebody come over and like set stuff up for me. But I guess it's just, I mean, when I'm in a studio, it just almost seems intimidating. Like you got to come up with something dope, and it's just like you in this space. And so when I'm at home, like literally here, like this is my oh shit, this is like my demo mic. I just sit in front of this mic all the time and anything, and I keep my Ableton open, and anytime I think of an idea, I just hit record and record it real quick. And then I have another setup, a bigger setup over there in the back. And then when I figure out stuff over here and I, get it down pack, I take it over there to the other side and I record it for real.
That's
So I'm
awesome.
always in front of this mic. Anytime I think of something, I just record.
That's
I
awesome.
like the factory setup within the same room. You're like, yeah, this is the demo studio. And over there, that's the real deal stuff, though.
Yeah,
Like,
because this is
we
like my
gotta work
PC.
hard.
This is like my PC area. So I
Uh-huh.
sit over here and I'm gaming, or doing something all the time. So it's just good to just have this mic in front of me. Because sometimes you think of something and you're like, oh, I gotta write that down. But now I just hit record and record it.
It's true. And like in this scene, all the best albums are made in like someone's bedroom. So
Yeah, I mean, like we did Scaring the Hoes in his bedroom pretty much. So I mean, we recorded at a lot of different Airbnbs and stuff too, though. But
But it's
for the
still like
most
those are
part,
still it's still a home record, like whether it's yours or someone else's that you're renting.
but I had my own studio in Detroit before I moved out here, so
Hmm.
I used to go over there, and record a lot too.
And when you got to Austin, you said, "Nah, I'm chilling at
I mean, I
home."
still had the studio. I literally just got rid of it like the past few months because I was still here, and it was like I'm not really, but it's just a bunch of gear over there and stuff like that. So, but
Lot.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna build a studio here. I mean, it's just always. I mean, it's my job, so I have to
You're like,
have a yeah. But
gotta have
like I
the
say, I don't really
tools.
know anything about. I just now started learning how to record my. Well, I was recording myself during the You Know What I'm Saying album when I was working with Q-Tip. So like Best Life, that song Best Life, I recorded that
Hmm.
entire song myself with the intentions on going to his house and re-recording it, but he just liked the takes that I did so much. He was like, "Cool, just keep it." So I guess I got engineering credit.
I was gonna say, yeah, engineering credit now
So I guess I got some engineering credit.
under the belt. Yep,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
someone in the chat mentioned that Underscores recorded the vocals for Fishmonger like in her car. Like
Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot, like people recording in cars. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, the ML Book album is like all the guitars are reamped through guitar. I mean, through the car stereo or something. And I feel like music just finds a way.
But I guess you would get some good acoustics in there. Like it's
yeah.
pretty much like a booth. You locked
Yeah,
in.
yeah. It's familiar. It's intimate. I think that's like why the Claro record now, I feel like it's big. It's like, yeah, the back-to-back players and it's like Electric Lady or whatever, but it's still so,
Yeah.
tight and intimate. And it's like tonally definitely still a bedroom pop record, even though it's like bedroom pop, you know?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy that on vinyl.
Yeah.
That just seems like something that I want to hear on vinyl, you know?
Yeah, that's super real. Someone else in the chat asked, Danny, how would you rank your own albums from least to most favorite to make?
Oh, to make. I mean, just like I said, every album is like my kids. So I can't say one is better than the other or anything like that. But least the favorite, I guess, making. I mean, Triple X was hard to make because I was still in Detroit. I wasn't doing the best at that time. You know, my career was just now starting to get some kind of traction. I was already 30 years old at that time. And then the studio that I worked at, it was like the engineer, he knew, you know, he believed in me. So he just was like, you know, just throw me some money under the table kind of situation. But you can only record here when the studio's closed. So he would like act like he closing the studio up, but wouldn't leave. But I could only get like sessions from like 3 in the morning to like 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning. So I would have to like sleep all day and wake up
Damn.
and go over to a studio at like 2, 3 in the morning, and then I only had like 3, 4 hours every time, so I have to like record as quick as I could. So I would be sitting around like memorizing the songs or practicing them all day before I got there, and then knock them out. So I guess that was hard because it was like a Detroit winter. It was snow up to my knees.
Oh my God.
And
Both
I'm
ways,
just
uphill. Yeah.
yeah, and and then it was far. It was far from where, but it was like an amazing studio. But it was far from where I lived at, so it was hard. It was hard. So that was my least favorite, I guess. And then obviously my last album, I was going through so much at that time. I wasn't, everybody was going through something. It was during the pandemic. It was everybody, we didn't know what was going on, so that was stressful. I guess the funnest album I would say would probably be, um, I don't know, maybe Old and Atrocity Exhibition, because that was like, it was fun then, like I was partying. I mean, I was out of my mind at those times, but I was partying. I was having fun during those albums.
That's what it was about then.
hmm Yeah, and then the party's
Yeah.
over now.
Yeah.
I'm out the club now.
Out the club. But now you're returning to fun, is what I'm hearing. Like you're
Yeah,
getting back
wholesome
on that.
fun.
Yeah,
Wholesome
good,
fun.
wholesome,
now.
clean Christian fun.
That's awesome.
So, Triple X, hardest one to make.
Yeah.
Atrocity Exhibition. You said that was your.
I mean, that was I would say that. I mean, not because I was stressed out during that time of making it up. I guess I'm stressed out every album, but I was stressed. But it was just that stress of just having like pressure of because I had just got signed to Warp at that time, and
Yeah.
they gave me like this crazy budget, and so I was able to like work at crazy studios, going to LA and recording, going to New York, so I was like living that rapper life.
Yeah,
kinda
exactly.
thing. I wouldn't do that now. I'd be like, fuck that. But at that time, it was just like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what it's like, So I had fun in that sense, but I was really stressed out. Like I would sleep like 3, 4 hours a night because I was just so worried. I was like, if this album sucks, my career is over.
Yeah.
I just was having that
You
kind
had
of
something to prove big time.
that
then.
anxiety. Yeah, it was just like scary. It was a scary with Old and Atrocity. It was like scary times for me because Triple X I did so good. I mean, it's like my career just really starting, and I just felt like one bad album and it was just over for me.
do you feel
How do you
like...
feel about?
Oh,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
thank you. Jeez. I think that a lot of artists feel like, like they don't have a choice but to create. Like it just like bursts out of them. So like that pressure can be really stressful. Do you kind of see your music that way, or is it just like something? I know you mentioned it's like, oh, it becomes your job, but do you still feel that like push to like create something?
I mean, I wish I felt it more, if I can say. I mean, after you've been doing it for so long, it becomes a more of a for me. I feel like it becomes like more of a thinking game, or more like. So I'm more so like trying to find something that inspires me. Watching music documentaries and going back and looking at old top 100 albums of 1974 and try to find something I never heard before, and maybe it makes some click. Because when you've been doing it for so long, it's like you don't want to just keep repeating yourself, saying the same thing over and over again. So it's like trying to find something new to say. Or so like a lot of times I just hang it up and be like, let me live life so I can have something to talk about. You
Yeah.
know? So
Mm.
that's why. So like I said, I wish I can be the person that can make a song every day.
Right.
Mm.
You know, sometimes I can. Sometimes it's crazy. I can do like 5 songs in a day, and then sometimes it's like taking me 1 week to write 2 verses. You know,
Mm.
Yeah.
but I will say I sit at this desk every day and try to do something. You know, it happens quick sometimes. It happens slower, but I'm enjoying the process.
Yeah. That's
I, I,
exactly where you should be, is, not like trying to force out these experiences. And like, I doubt that you'll ever run out of things to sing about, We're always exposing
I mean, I
ourselves
just
to new
don't.
stuff.
It's a lot of times I find myself when I'm like sometimes I'm making a song and I'm like I made this song before,
Yeah.
you know, like I
yeah,
said this before. I did this
yeah.
before. It's too close to
Scrap it.
something, you know. So yeah, and I just like nah, I just try something else.
I feel like you've taken, across the albums. I feel like they're always kind of stepping up and up, and then you get to a place and it's like you could go this way and you go this way.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like that's just, I mean, from what I've heard, that's kind of gonna continue to happen, just the way that you ritualistically are letting yourself think and feel and adapt and recreate and not hold on too tightly to the past. Yeah, like.
Yeah, I just think now if I'm just having fun doing it, then I think that energy would translate to the person that's listening to it. So,
Mm.
you know, a lot of times my music was just such me going through stuff and just trauma dumping. So I just got to the point in my life where I'm like, I don't want people to listen to my music and be sad or feel bad for me no more. You know, I'm at a good
Hmm.
place in my life. I'm happy. I'm having fun. So I just hope that translates with the next album. I'm always
Mm.
having my emo shit on there, but
Yeah, of course. That's part of it. That's part of it.
yeah.
Do you find that
But that
sad stuff harder? I know some people like think like the sadder shit is easier to write because like, you got to get it out there. But do you find it that way?
No, it's the easiest for me,
Yeah.
to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I can
agree.
do that all day. Like, I mean, I guess, I think it's easier in some sense because when you write songs like that, you're pretty much just talking about what you're going through in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And then with other songs, like if you're just trying to like, sometimes you're trying to be too cool and you want to say something
Yeah.
dope and
Yeah.
this and that. And I find that to be hard because it's probably like you trying to do something that you're really not, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's
It's
way
less
harder.
authentic. It's not you.
Yeah.
I
It's
feel
when you're
like,
trying, you know? It's when it gets
yeah,
hard.
just be instead of try.
Yeah. So I feel like as long as you're being truthful with yourself and you saying something with some meaning, you could never really have a writer's block, you
True.
know?
Yeah. I think on the topic of being true to yourself, like this community, the Goop House community, the larger, hyperpop, whatever you call it, scene, it's like a lot of, queer kids with that feel safe in this internet community, and they've kind of found their thing. And I'm just curious, especially about, what I'm saying is like how you feel like your music is you, but has evolved to be you. And, you know, this sort of coming out statement of, what I'm saying, I think is really resonant to a lot of the people here. So,
I think for the most part, when you first start making music in general, you just making music like the people you like. You know,
hmm
you're not really yourself yet. I don't really feel like I found my voice until Triple X. That's probably why the album did so good for me. But I just think it's just like it's experiences, you know, with anything. So I feel like in the beginning it just was I was trying to rap like Nas. I was trying to,
yeah.
and then for you know what I found who Daniel was, you know?
Mm.
Sorry, my dogs are seems like they're rascals. They hear me talking to somebody and like, hold up, who the fuck is that?
Who's in there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone else in the chat asked, actually, it's Khaled in the chat. He's been asking some great questions. Danny, what was the craziest city you played at for an international show?
Um, I mean, my last tour, Amsterdam was bananas because it was one of those things where, you know, when it's just one of those things that make you emotional. I played at the Milkway, which is a venue I've played at every time I was there. And after doing this for over 10 years now, it's like when I first went there, they have like it's a venue, but they have like multiple rooms inside of a venue. And I first went there, I played like the 300 cap room. Then the next time I went back, I played the 500 cap room. And then the next time I was back, it was at the 700 cap. And the next time so I made it all the way up to the last room, and it's over, I don't know how many thousands of people in there. So it was like one of those experiences where I was like, oh man, because sometimes people they can play the biggest room and then it just goes down after that.
Yeah.
And it made me
Yeah.
feel like the journey was worth it. Like I started off at the smallest room, and now, 10 years of doing this, and I'm finally playing the big room, and it's sold out. So, and it was a great show. It was one of the craziest shows on that tour. So, and that's the last one I could remember. So, but it was one of those experiences that made me kind of emotional.
That's really sweet. Someone else in the chat asks, I think a question that resonates with a lot of people here. How did you stay motivated to keep pursuing music before you were successful?
Like I say, because I just love to do it. Like even if it wasn't like my career, my job right now, I'll still be making music. I mean, it's the only way. It was always like a form of therapy for me. Because I would, I'm kind of shy in some sense of tapping into my feelings around people that I care about. Like I don't, so a lot of stuff that I wouldn't say to my friends or my family, I would just put it in songs. So it was always my form of therapy.
It's easier to
Yeah,
say to
so
like
you had
thousands
to.
of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Along a very similar line, in writing lyrics, someone else asks, how do you translate what you want to say into rap form? Do you write out your thoughts first, or do you get a structure down first, or both at once?
Sometimes, I mean, in the past, I would just write lines all the time. Like I said, I keep this mic in front of me. I record lines and stuff, and then I build them up, and then I turn them into things. But lately, like with this album, I got an affirmation. I just say my affirmation 10 times. I'm willing to let God create through me. And then I just sit here and then just let it happen.
Just a vessel.
So, yeah.
I feel like we've talked about like channel writing on here before, right?
We have,
we?
yes.
I'm always talking about that. I think that's such all the stuff I've made. I'm like, wow, who did that? It's
Yeah.
like there's me in it, but I'm the filter.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah, like even when Ben was just here, I was just like, he'd give me a beat and I'd be like, man, because I do have a weird thing where I can like listen to a beat so much. I listen to it at night on loop, just for like a few hours. And then I go to bed that night and the beat would be like in my head, in my dreams.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
can, and then I wake up, it's still in my head. And then as soon as I get to my computer, it just comes out. So I'll be like, man, just give me the beat that night. I wake up in the morning, I write it, then he'll come over and I'll just record it like that. He'd be like, man, you just wrote this? I'll be like, yeah, man, that's just
you're
my,
like, actually, while I was sleeping.
yeah, it's just been my process now. So that's what I've been doing. And like I say, I just, like sometimes I don't even know what the song is going to be about. I just sit there and then just let it happen. So it's like, I don't know, it's like catching lightning in a bottle kind of
Yeah.
thing, man.
Over and over and over.
Yeah. But then once you get a feel, like when you halfway, it's like, oh, I kind of get where this is going, Or even sometimes, I might write songs like even right now, I'm on my third time writing a song. And I kept, because I love it so much. I love the beat. I love the hook. But something about the verses just hasn't been clicking with me. But then even I was in bed last night and I couldn't sleep. And then it just came to me like,
Yeah.
and so I was like, all right. Got up this morning, started tinkering with it, and it's perfect, So it takes
Yeah.
time sometimes. It's just about being patient too.
Yeah.
It's like patient, and so much of it, I think, is just like removing obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
Like to let that flow out instead of like force it, because it's just gonna be, not authentic that way if it's not passing through you.
Yeah, and like I say, I sit here at this desk every day and try to do something. But I've learned that because before me, I would, like I said, I would be partying and stuff, and I was like, sometimes it'd be like, let me hurry up and get this done so I can go have a good time now and not work, But now it's like I might wake up and I might not feel like doing it. I might be like, I'd just rather chill and play video games all day or something. But it feels like those days where I don't feel like really doing it and I do it, it's like the songwriting gods bless me then. And I make some of my
Yeah.
Yeah.
dopest shit when I do that. So
So
I'm
they
kind of
thought I
stuck in
wouldn't
this.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck in this endless loop of, you know, waking up and being like, you gotta write today. You gotta write. You know.
I think that any art requires you to spend a lot of time doing nothing. Like I find that times in my life that I'm constantly working, constantly doing something, I'll get like bursts of inspiration, but it's really in those times of like not working, forcing myself to write, where I'll really come up with something genuine and new.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else asked earlier in the chat, do you ever struggle performing old songs that don't reflect your lifestyle now versus pre-rehab?
No, I think I need to perform those songs because if I was still in that loop, then that would be one thing. But the fact that, I feel like you know, I made it out a tough time in my life. And so I feel like me playing those songs, it's like the happy ending to the story,
Mm.
you know? And it's
Yeah.
inspiring in some sense because there's so many kids that hit me up all the time. Like, man, ever since, you made me take a look at myself and want to, straighten stuff up or get clean or whatever. So I feel like I did feel like that when I first, got out of rehab stuff. Like, man, I can't play that stuff no more. It's not. But then I feel like I have to because
Yeah.
that's where I came from. And to see me where I'm at right now is like, it's like a happy ending to the movie.
Mm. That's beautiful.
Wow. Yeah. That's a really beautiful way to look at it.
Yeah. Oh, I see Elena Fortune in the chat. I also want to say that I always see you in the Fortune bunny hats. I
Yeah.
love that that's become a staple. I have one somewhere around here.
I have one too.
But Elena asks if you've heard the Food House album.
No, I haven't.
All right,
No,
I
I
guess
haven't.
put
Yeah,
that
I
on the,
got something
put
to
that on
check
the
out
list from
now.
Elena. Yeah.
Yeah, shouts out. But yeah, I got something to check out now.
Elena was a previous guest on the Goopcast.
Frequently.
I've
Maybe
seen
our.
it.
Oh, you've
Yeah,
seen
I've
it?
seen it. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
That's
I'm
crazy.
tapped in, man.
Touch. I know clearly. I think Danny, you followed me on Twitter like 2 years ago or something, and I was like, why? I was looking through your following. I'm like, what does he know about me? And
Yeah,
It was a
man.
little scary.
so
I did get a little jump scared. I was like, oh no.
I'm tapped in, man. I
that's
know what's
so
going on.
that's so awesome. That's such a good place to be. I think, especially like just to continue and still be a pinnacle of like, oh, I know what's up. It's like, yeah, I'm getting older, but I know what's up. I know what the kids are on. I know what the old heads are on. I
Yeah,
know what everyone's on.
but like my Twitter's a little bit of a scary place for that. Like I'm always like tweeting about like boys squirting and stuff. Like it's like not on some normal shit. Like anyways.
Still tapped in though.
Still tapped in. Someone asked Danny,
But
what are
like I
your
say, I'm inspired by some people be like, man, fuck the kid, on that old head shit and be like, man, for the kids. And then, no, I'm
They don't know what
inspired
I'm
by
on.
Yeah, I'm inspired by the kids more than anything, man. Like, I'm jealous. I wish I could be young around this time and be able to record a song on my phone. I used to have to scramble up change to
Fucking
go to the studio
Band
and
lab, yeah.
only have a few hours and have to get it right. Just to be able to live in this generation, man. I'm so jealous. But so if anything, I embrace it more than anything, and I just feel like I'm like Uncle Danny, man. I would rather help than hate.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
So if
great.
anybody like want to reach out to me for like advice and stuff like that, man, I'm all about that right now. Like that's what's
Sorta.
keeping me like on a straight and narrow now.
Yeah.
Feeling like that's like my purpose in life is like to help the next generation because I didn't have anything like that for me.
Yeah.
So I would just want to be that for anybody that's into making music, art, or whatever they doing.
I mean, there's
That's
a lot of
great.
people in Goop House who like submit their first ever song to Goop House. They're just starting out, um, brand new to this. So do you have any advice you'd give to those people who are like literally like just picking up a DAW for the first time in their life? Any advice for them?
I guess the main thing would just be like, just think about what they're doing it for. I feel like a lot of kids, pick up music and stuff. More like, like a hobby. Like when we were kids, everybody played basketball and thought they were going to the NBA. You got to realize, like, everybody probably not gonna make it, but if you have the best intentions at heart and you have a meaning to what you're trying to say, and this is the way you express yourself, I mean, can't go wrong that way. But if you're just only trying to do it for monetary gain or to try to be like popular on social media or famous or something like that, it's probably not going to work out.
That's true.
You have to be able to do this. You have to want to do this for free before you make money off it.
Yeah. I wonder, outside of collaboration with the kind of next gen, up and coming, is there another avenue that you find yourself mentoring them, sort of in this oracle role you're discussing?
What you mean?
Like outside of just the, working with the kids, you said you find your purpose is to help out, the next generation. Like, how does that manifest? Like, what does that look like?
I don't know at this moment. I can't say,
Okay.
but
I wasn't sure if you're already doing it or if that's like kind of, the aspirational.
No. I mean, that's something that I would love to do. That's like a newfound purpose for me, to be honest. That's something that it took me to get sober to start to have those kind of feelings. Because I was a hater just like everybody else. Like what the kids are doing. I remember in my day. We wrote songs. We just didn't punch them in, and But now I appreciate it, man. I just realized that what they doing is dope, man.
I think you're well prepared to sit in that position, and I really am excited to see how that looks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the people definitely need your help, Danny.
I don't know. It seems like they got it all figured out to me. I'm just happy to be around, man.
Well, we're lucky to have you. That's for sure.
Oh, thank you.
I think we'll take some last questions from the chat with this last few minutes that we have.
Yeah,
unless Cody,
sure.
You have any questions prepared?
No. I'm. Let's open the floor.
I'm just a vessel.
As are we all.
That's true.
Unless there's anything that you're dying to say, Danny, that you haven't been able to.
No, I don't want to talk too much because I already know I would say something that I'd be like, fuck. Because that's why I don't really want to talk too much about who I've been working with on this album. Because
exactly.
It's like a Rubik's Cube. Because I've been working with a lot of people, and it's like a Rubik's Cube, and you don't never know what song is going to make it and what's that. But yeah, I've worked with a lot of people, so
I've been hearing it from a lot of people. Yeah. So I'm zipped up.
There's a few questions here. Do you have a favorite Minecraft biome, Danny?
I've never played Minecraft in my life. I missed out on that. That's something that I'm a little too. I don't play I have never played like to me like The Sims is like my.
Oh my
I
god!
Played, like Minecraft or like Fortnite or nothing like that.
I think if
Sims is probably be like more my old head world.
If you have an addictive personality, I think they should keep The Sims like locked up away from you. I wasted so many years of my life on The Sims when I was in high school. Someone else asked, Danny, what are your top 3 dream guests to have on the Danny Brown Show, dead or alive?
I don't know, man, because I find myself like with doing that show, it really just gave me so much more empathy for journalists, because you never know what people going through. Somebody can have a bad day, because I was like that. I was an asshole to people doing interviews and shit, and I feel so bad about that now, because they just trying to do their job. They're not, and so I don't know, because I really feel like a lot of times we've been having some guests and I didn't really know nothing or didn't know how we were going to vibe. Like I was some of my best interviews, and then somebody that I was really like so geeked to talk to, and and it really didn't work out the way I wanted to. So I don't know. I feel like it's a good way to get to know somebody, so I don't know. But I would love to to me it's too crazy, but I don't know. I like to talk to somebody like, Jack White. That's somebody that I've looked up to all my life, kind of, well, obviously not all my life, but for a nice portion, somebody like Jack White but I don't want it to be too much music stuff because
Yeah, you want to just hang.
obviously that's so I don't know, man. I would love to talk to Larry David, somebody like that.
Yeah.
It might not work out the way I want it to, though. You know what I'm saying?
I have no
Yeah,
idea. I can't
yeah.
imagine that conversation.
God, that would be awesome. I think that's a good one.
Larry David, like Jack White, and I guess I don't know. I feel like I get inspired by sports just because of the other way they go about it. Having to train every day. So somebody like a Carmelo Anthony, maybe I would love to talk
That's
to.
also a sick answer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been watching the Olympics?
Not at all. I have not watched any Olympics. I've been behind this computer writing songs every day.
Yeah.
No
I
fucking
see
time.
clips here and there. I don't know what's going on with them.
You're like, I'm going through my own Olympics.
Yeah,
I
I'm trying
know.
to get my medals.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see, what else is people asking?
A lot of silly questions.
Lots of really bad questions, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Someone says Danny's lighting setup is awesome. I agree.
It gets a little annoying sometimes. But I'm stuck with it.
You're stuck with it.
I mean, I lost my password to how to turn them off. So
No way.
it's just been stuck
just
on
always
for years.
on.
It's been on
What?
for years. I don't know how to turn them off.
No way.
And I got Pitbull back there. He's been hanging up.
I know.
Oh yeah, dale.
Mr. 305.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with that toast.
I mean, I can unplug them, obviously. I
Yeah,
can
but-
unplug 'em, but then it's so many wires and cords and all that stuff behind it. I just
They're just on.
whatever. Yeah,
It's part of it now.
yeah.
Someone asked, how does Danny feel about Daria Core?
Yeah, Daria Core is a crazy one. I didn't know anything about Daria Core, and then we were making Scaring the Hoes. And Peggy, I can't remember, we were in some rental car. We were just riding around. He was just playing the craziest shit I've heard in my life. I'm like, what the fuck is this? He's like, man, it's Daria Core.
No
I'm like,
way.
who is this?
Wow.
He's like, it's some nigga named Leroy. I was like, who the fuck is Leroy? Which was crazy to me because I thought it was a nigga named Leroy. So I've been like,
Yeah.
and then to come to find out it was Jane, like all this time later. It was so crazy. But that's how like a song like Fentanyl Tester.
Yeah.
That's how that song came about. Us being inspired by Daria Core.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah, the chat's going fucking nuts for that, by the way.
I really thought it was a nigga named Leroy.
Yeah.
Come to find out it's Jane.
I was genuinely scaring the hoes at like parties, like being like, no guys, like this album definitely sounds like Leroy, blah 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 blah. Like I was actually fucking scaring the shit out of some hoes
So
at
that's
parties.
why it's like a full circle moment for her to be going on tour with him,
That's crazy. That's so
Yeah.
awesome though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy for her. Let's see.
It's truly a marriage of so much.
Yeah.
But it's like they've always been
He actually just
pulling
been
from
texting me
similar.
this whole time. But yeah, I'm actually going to LA tomorrow, so hopefully I'll see him when I'm out there.
Well, that'd be cool.
Beautiful.
Tell him we say hi.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
What's up from the Goopcast?
I think
that's what we have.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. Thank you again, Danny, for joining us. This has been really fun.
Thank you guys for having me. Anytime, I'll come back.
This was awesome. Yeah.
Hey, if you ever want to, have an avenue to spread wisdom, you're more than welcome to come on to here and just talk to the kids. Because, again, they
down.
really need help. Like, seriously.
I'm down. Just let me know. I'm
All
here.
right.
I'm here.
For sure.
Beautiful.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my god, it's the wrong camera. Wait. Wait, that's there? Hello? There we go. That's better. Guys, that was so scary, low key. Don't tell him I said that. I was playing it cool, but like, whoa. But I did it. Thank you guys. Well, thank you guys for coming to our awesome podcast, Goopcast. Maybe we'll do another episode during the stream, the 48-hour stream. But on that note, I have a special treat for you guys that are still here. If I can freaking find it. Hang on. Be patient with me. Dude, I can't, like, I asked the Daria question, Daria core question, being like, no way. What the frick? I thought I was a conspiracy theorist for connecting those red strings when I was telling everyone, like, you know. Sevens Online is $10. So Goop, so happy Danny came through. Love you guys. Okay. I'm going to leak something real quick for the hundreds of you that are here. Are you ready? Don't tell anyone. Okay? This is just for the real fans. Wait, there's a typo. Don't tell anyone about this. 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 Okay, that's all you get. Also, why did no one tell me that the word lesbian gaze was here for half of the fucking interview? That's crazy. Thank you for the bits. I know. Okay, I'm like really sweaty. So I think I'm gonna call the stream here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Hopefully we can get Danny again for the future. Yeah. Please donate. Exclamation point donate. Wait, is Umir here? What did Umir say? I can't see. What did Umir say? I can't see. What did Umir say? What did Umir say? What did Umir say? What did Umir say? Someone tell me what Umir said. He hates me. Wait, what did Umir say? Did I miss it? That's pretty funny. Nah, bro, he's about to come on. Just wait 5 minutes. Yeah, thank you guys for coming. Hit exclamation point donate. If you donate while I'm offline, I will. That's so fucked. I mean, the upload will be up with flash memories. Up with, what the fuck am I saying? Yeah. Check flash memories for the upload of this VOD. Thank you guys so much for coming. And I will see you all tomorrow for a beat challenge? Question mark? Is it a beat challenge tomorrow? I don't remember my own fucking schedule. Yes, beat challenge with Jed Will. I love Jed Will. I love a beat challenge. So I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.
Stuff when I mix my phone that whole like Sarah right now, right? Everything about you is wrong. Got big pockets like a Batman car. Nigga, you won't see tomorrow. One phone for your family sorrow. Just be a whole bunch of pyro. Shooting on niggas like De Niro Park. Hold up, watch out. Nigga, I'm about to go nuts. Told you, say what? Nigga, better keep it on the high. I'm on my mind, I don't come right to spin. Rip it off, fill it up somewhere shrink. Now I'm begging y'all niggas can't handle it. Now I'm begging y'all niggas can't stand it. Hold up, calm down. Nigga, just take a deep breath. Told you, watch out. Better not take another step. When I want niggas ain't fucking with me. Popping the flex, niggas something to see. Yeah, I make it hard for you niggas to breathe. Never be another motherfucker like me. Acting so branded. Everything I wear is vintage. About to run up on you. Take your spot and take your business. Man, I can't fuck with y'all niggas. Y'all let Jake Harlow sell y'all chick.
This that a regular wave. I smoke
it's something unusual, but to me it's just regular haze. They come in and clean up my cuticles, tired of smoking these regular strains. You get used to these crackers accusing you when you black is a regular thing. Girl, it's been minutes, it's been hours, and it's been days, bitch. I pray for you always. It's so tragic, babe. Yeah. Your path is looking like shit. Your bag is looking like shit. That ass is looking like shit. Almost 30, don't know who you is, bitch. Work it out. You ain't even on shift. Everything about JPEGs I like. Back in this bitch and you bump me, then kick out my shoulder, leaning like I'm Trump. All of that royalty power, that fame and respect, you can't change the fact that you a hoe. Funny like Lucy, keep thinking you Brucey when you can end up going out like the troll. Niggas want action, I'm not into acting, but you on the screen like I'm Christopher Nolan. Yeah, my bitch, she's so perfect and bad. And I love her, she's shaking that ass. Go ahead, girl, put that pump in the back.